Good day to you on this blessed day of... Actually, it's quite nice outside today. I should probably get outside and do something slightly more productive than this. But for the time being, we're going to play Mega Man X. And this is the stage of Armored Armadillo. Which is, yeah, certainly one of the more funky names. And a little bit of alliteration. It's always good. Alliteration, was that 2 words or 3 words? I can even remember. Anyway, this stage takes place in some sort of underground caving, mining cavern of some sorts, and we have a bunch of these platforms that you can ride around on. And the first couple of times you do it, you'll probably die because they go pretty quickly, and as you bounce off, the force can send you flying. So be careful with them. One of the gimmicks of the stage are these fucking things, and on the first one, if you wait, there's another E-tank, so don't get too gung-ho, take your time. These can be killed, but they take quite a punch. I think Flame Mammoth's Flame, which we don't have yet, is the best weapon to use to kill them pretty quickly. But they are instant kill, so if you are in front of it, just run. These bats are pretty pesky. So try and get rid of them as you go along, because they can start to swarm up in numbers. And also, annoyingly enough, as a trademark of Mega Man games, if you come off the screen and come back onto the screen, that sprite will appear, so you have to be careful about that. Music in the stage is really good as well. Well, to be fair, most of this game is very good. There's a couple of standout numbers, and this is one of them. Obviously the spikes below are an instant death pit, so avoid them. Now for the most part you don't actually need to be shooting anything, because the platform will kill everything, but usually it's nice just to be prepared, because there will be the odd bat that will knock into you and knock you off. Now with this bit, you want to get right in front of the machine and start running, but for the most part most people tend to stand behind it and shoot. But if you do as I just did there, you can actually do this a lot easier, and you can get the heart container, and you don't have to deal with the machine, whatever it's called, at all. So there's a little bit of visual advice for you. Now this is a level we'll actually be coming back to after we've done all 8 Mavericks, and I'll explain it a little bit later on while that is. With this bit, again, keep shooting because those birds will knock you, and there is a bit of a slowdown, but hey, I'm playing on an emulator, what do you expect? Anyway, time for Armored Armadillo, and he's a bit of a bastard. He's one of the slightly more challenging bosses at first, if you don't know what you're doing. His first attack is he'll roll up into a ball and he'll just charge at you. He also has this attack as well, which is to shoot an energy beam of sorts at you. But for the most part, when he rolls into the ball and starts ricocheting, he'll actually bounce around the stage, and he follows a set pattern, so it's just a case of figuring out that pattern. But one of the things I forgot to realise at first is if you do a charge shot, like so, he'll charge up and do that attack. And because I'm an idiot, I didn't quite clock on at first, and I should have known this, really, schoolboy error. So the first part of this level consists of me dicking about and not actually achieving anything. And what ends up happening in this game is Armadillo is a cheap bastard and doesn't understand that when you get hit you go backwards but not the way that you were facing or something. So yeah, I took a cheap death there and that pissed me off. But you expect these sort of things from Capcom. But this time round I clock on pretty quickly that you don't actually charge beam because he will charge up and fire back. So the biggest problem really with Armadillo is it's quite a slow boss if you're only doing it with the Buster, because he will spend quite a bit of it just blocking. But the best form of offense on Armadillo is offense, and just to keep spamming and firing away. And once you figured out his pattern, and you can get in a charge shot there, like when he ricochets off, get your charge shot ready, because it will actually stop his momentum. So he's not too difficult once you've figured it out. And actually this goes for a lot of the Mavericks as well. Usually the best way to approach him is just to go full on and expect to take a couple of hits. But for every sort of 1 or 2 hits they'll get on you, you'll get, you can get quite a large percentage of their health down. So again, with the charge shots, and just keep firing away. And the biggest problem actually on the first fight is he spent so much of it right in the corner of where I was, and I didn't figure out till later on that you can do sort of the dash mode, the dash attack. You can dash off the wall as well, but it's impractical as it is, just because when you're using an Xbox controller, that D-pad is not made for any sort of practical use. But keep this up. See, like here, when he gets there, you've just got to sort of just stick in the corner and just keep shooting, and it'll send him back. And eventually, you will conquer Armadillo. And for our next special weapon, at some point you will actually see all these weapons in use. You get the rolling shield, which is just like a sort of big ball of energy, which will fuck anything up in its path. And it can be pretty handy in a couple of places. So that's that, and next time, I can't remember who we're taking on, it doesn't really matter, we're going to fuck them all up eventually. Until next time.